Okay, so here is something that is going to completely blow your mind. This $90 billion industry, they literally make more money when you fail than when you succeed. I'm not kidding. And if you stick with me for the next few minutes, I am going to show you exactly why most diets are designed to fail. And more importantly, what actually works instead. All right, let me ask you something really personal here. How many diets have you tried? And I mean, really tried? Two, five, 10, more? Look, here is the thing that nobody wants to admit. The problem isn't you. There is nothing wrong with you. You don't lack willpower. You have been set up to fail literally from day one. What the average person can easily try a dozen of different diets in their lifetime. And get this, 95% of people who lose weight, they gain it all back within 2 to 5 years, all of it. But here's the part that is going to make you angry. The diet industry, they know this. They have known it for decades. Because guess what? Repeat customers are their most profitable customers. So let me tell you about something that no diet commercial will ever mention. Every diet involves cutting calories in some way, but then your body pulls a trick called metabolic adaptation. It's basically your body's way of saying, nope, not today. What is metabolic adaptation? It is a physiological response to a calorie deficit where the body reduces energy expenditure to conserve energy, potentially hindering weight loss efforts. Your body will find way to work within the calorie deficit. And guess what? The greater the calorie deficit, the more likely the body will adapt. Back in 1944, there was this study called the Minnesota Starvation Experiment. Some scientists at the University of Minnesota basically said, hey, let's see what happens when we starve people for science. This wasn't some weekend diet experiment. This was a full year of putting people through hell to figure out how to help World War II famine victims. They took 36 healthy guys and put them on what they called a semi starvation diet, about 1,600 calories a day. Sound familiar? That's more calories than most diet plans give you today. But here's what makes this study absolutely crazy. Like, they didn't just say eat less and see what happens. They went full scientist mode. These men, had to walk 22 miles every single week. Picture this. For 12 weeks at the start of the experiment, they're eating normally, about 3,200 calories a day, living their best life. Then bam, for the next 6 months, they cut their food literally in half. And not good food either. We're talking potatoes, rutabagas, turnips, bread, and macaroni. Basically what people in war-torn Europe were surviving on. So what happened? First, the physical stuff. These guys lost 25% of their body weight, 1/4 of their entire body mass gone. More importantly, their metabolic rate crashed by 40%. 40%. These guys became absolutely obsessed with food. They would keep thinking about food and talking about food. One participant actually wrote in his diary, stayed up until 5 a.m. last night studying cookbooks. Can you imagine? Studying cookbooks like they were textbooks. They started hoarding recipes like they were collecting Pokemon cards. They had vivid dreams about eating. Some even hurt themselves just to get extra food from the medical staff. But here's the part that will really get you. When the study ended and they could eat normally again, they couldn't stop eating for months. Their bodies were like, we are not going through that again. The lead researcher, this guy Ansel Keys, he noted that the psychological changes were just as intense as the physical ones. This is what actually happened to you on any calorie restricted diet. You're literally fighting millions of years of evolution designed to keep you alive during a famine. So your body starts going into full panic mode. Your body slows down your thyroid. That's your metabolic engine, basically a downshifting into power saver mode. Your body reduces muscle protein synthesis because muscle burns calories, and we can't have that during a famine. Your body even changes your gut bacteria to squeeze every possible calorie out of whatever you're eating. Your brain becomes obsessed with food, your mood crashes, and your willpower gets completely hijacked by millions of years of evolution. So imagine this. You normally burn Yeah, 2,000 calories a day. After 8 weeks on some 1,200 calorie diet, your body will adapt and you will only be burning 1,200 calories just to survive. You're literally eating at maintenance level while feeling like you're starving. That's why the moment you go back to eating normally, the weight comes rushing back. Through my research, not the cherry picked stuff they use in diet ads, but the real peer reviewed science, I found a study that left a deep impact for me. You know that show, The Biggest Loser, right? It was this reality TV show on NBC where people with obesity would compete to see who could lose the most weight through intense workouts and super low calorie diets. Well, researchers followed these contestants for 6 years after the show ended just to see what really happened. The results, absolutely devastating. 13 out of 14 contestants gained back most or all of their weight. But wait, it gets so much worse. Their metabolic rates were still 500 to 800 calories per day, lower than before they started dieting. This is 6 years later, but here's the part that'll really blow your mind. One contestant lost 239 pounds during the show. An incredible transformation, right? He went from over 400 pounds down to 191. 6 years later, he gained back 100 pounds. But here's the kicker. To maintain even that weight, he had to eat just 800 calories per day. 800. Think about that for a second. A grown man having to survive on 800 calories a day just to not gain more weight. That's less than what most kids eat. The lead researcher, Dr. Kevin Hall, figured out what was happening. He calls it the constrained model of human energy expenditure. Basically, when these people did all that extreme exercise and dieting, their bodies said this is unsustainable and automatically slowed everything down to conserve energy. Their bodies made permanent compensatory changes to maintain energy balance. It's like their metabolism got stuck in survival mode and never came back out. The researchers literally called it metabolic damage, and it can last for years. This is your survival mechanism working exactly like it's supposed to work, keeping you alive at all costs. Okay, so what actually works? I'm about to give you something that sounds way too simple to be true, but it's backed by decades of research. The people who successfully lose weight and keep it off, they don't diet. They make one tiny change at a time and stick with it until it becomes automatic. And here's the part that's going to sound completely illogical. The smaller the change, the more likely you are to succeed. I know. You want to lose 50 pounds, and I'm telling you to start with drinking one extra glass of water before each meal. Sounds ridiculous, right? Sorry, but here is what the research shows. Multiple studies found that drinking about 16 ounces of water before a meal may help make you feel less hungry and eat less. Over a year, that's significant weight loss without any conscious effort. But more importantly, and this is the key, you've built that neural pathway for making healthy choices. Your brain starts to trust that change is actually possible. So there's this researcher at Stanford named B.J. Fogg. This guy studied habit formation for 20 years and coached over 40,000 people. And what he discovered completely changed how I think about dieting. He found that it's not motivation that creates a lasting change, or it's what he calls tiny habits. Changes so small, you literally cannot fail at them. Here's where it gets really interesting. Fogg discovered that when you make a new habit extraordinarily small and then celebrate each success, even the tiniest ones, it triggers this positive emotion. He calls it shine, and that shine feeling, that's what actually makes the behavior stick. Not willpower, not grinding through it. That little spark of pride you feel when you succeed. Because here's what he figured out. Motivation can spark a habit, but it's not reliable for staying consistent. We've all experienced this, right? Monday, you're pumped to change your life. By Thursday, not so much. But tiny successes, they create momentum. Once you wire in one tiny habit and experience that shine feeling, you gain confidence and your brain starts linking more good behavior naturally. And get this, here's what caught my attention about his research. Within just 5 days of starting one tiny habit, 80% of people automatically started building other habits. They didn't plan to. It just happened naturally because of that momentum. His research shows that when you try to make huge changes, like completely overhauling your diet or committing to daily hour-long workouts, you're basically fighting against your brain's natural resistance to change. But tiny habits, but they slip right under the radar and create that positive shine feeling that makes you want to do more. So let me give you some examples here, and I want you to notice how ridiculously small these are. Want to start exercising? Don't commit to an hour at the gym after you brush your teeth in the morning. Do two push ups, just two. All right, then celebrate. Do a little fist pump. Say yes to yourself. Feel that tiny spark of accomplishment. Want to eat healthier? Don't overhaul your entire diet. Add one handful of berries to whatever you're already eating for breakfast. Maybe it's cereal, maybe it's yogurt, doesn't matter. Just one handful, then acknowledge. I just added nutrition to my day. Wanted to drink more water? Every time you go to the bathroom, take one sip of water afterward. Not a whole glass, just one sip. And think, I'm taking care of my body. Want to stop overeating? Put your fork down between every single bite and chew 20 times. It sounds tedious, but here's what happens. You actually taste your food, your brain gets satiety signals, and you feel more satisfied with less. Want more vegetables in your life? Don't force yourself to eat salads. Add just a few slices of tomato to whatever delicious sandwich you're already making. Want to reduce sugar cravings? Here's a game changer. Brush your teeth immediately after you finish any meal. The mint taste kills sweet cravings, and you've created a physical meal is over signal for your brain. Want portion control without feeling deprived? Use a smaller plate for your meal. All right, your brain sees a full plate and feels satisfied, but you're naturally eating less. Want to stop mindless snacking? Every time you open the fridge, drink one gulp of water first. This creates a pause where you ask yourself, am I really hungry or just bored? Most of the time, you'll realize it's just habit. I know what you're thinking. These sound almost stupid, but here's what happens after doing two push-ups for a week and celebrating each time. Your brain starts seeing you as, someone who exercises. You get that shine feeling. Many people naturally start doing 10 push-ups, and then 20, then a full workout. But even if you don't, you've still succeeded every single day. All right, here's what I want you to do. And I'm serious about this. I want you to do this right now while you're watching this video. Think of one tiny habit, just one. Something so small it feels almost ridiculous. Maybe it's that glass of water when you wake up. Maybe it's two push-ups before your shower, whatever speaks to you. Commit to doing that one thing for the next 7 days. Don't try to add anything else. Don't try to do more. Just prove to yourself that change is possible. Because here's what's going to happen. Like once you do this, something shifts in your brain. You start seeing yourself as, someone who follows through, Chamaru, who can actually change. And that is when the magic happens. If this video opened your mind even a little bit, smash that subscribe button and click the like button because it shows me you like the content and it fires me up to make more for you. And drop a comment right now. Tell me what tiny habit you're going to start tomorrow. I do read every single comment, and I promise I'll be cheering you on. And remember this, there's nothing wrong with you. You've just been given the wrong information. So let's get healthy again, but let's do it the right way this time. I'll see you in the next one.